And I'm joined by Neil and Luke of Blue Nation. How you guys doing?
Right.
I love that. I love he sticks his thumb up for a radio show and then decides to actually speak. Yeah, we're fine, mate. Hello.
Good to chat to you guys again. So, thanks for coming back. As when we air this, we're going to air this as part of a Blue Nation takeover show, which we're going to do in celebration of your Echoes EP, which is shortly to be released. But it's already getting great reviews. ERB did a fantastic review on it, and rightly so. You guys must be really happy with the response you're getting on this one.
It's weird, isn't it?
It is weird. Me and Luke constantly talk about this. Is that you don't write music. Well, Luke and I didn't write this to go in and go. Oh, you know what? We're looking for 9 out of 10 from ERB. That's the reason we're writing this. When it kind of came in, I texted you, didn't I? Because I saw it first, and I was like, I said to Luke, "Do you want to know what we got out of 10 by ERB?" Just went, "Yes, please." I just went with 9 out of 10. But the review itself is mind blowing. To be fair, Craig Bailey's absolutely nailed it. What each song and the vibe of it and all that kind of stuff, and said some really nice things about us. I'm not going to tell you what's in it because we want you to buy the magazine, obviously. Because
They are good guys over at ERB. They've been really cool with me with sponsoring Just Push Play and helping me push that out as well. They're a really cool gang over there.
I think
I felt sorry. I felt sorry for Craig after it because who decided to go to the pub to do this interview now?
I did. I did.
I did, Jay. Yeah. So yeah, Craig had to interview us over alcohol and try and make an interview from it as well.
I
Not that
wasn't.
we didn't get drunk or anything. We
I
just
wasn't drinking.
talked.
For the
No.
record, Luke and Craig was. But I don't know if that was it because I think he had 600 words to do a feature of. So I think that's just the EP review, mate. So I think there is
Oh,
an
is it? Oh, right. Okay. There's something
interview
different
with it
then.
as well. Yeah, I think so. But yeah, we did go to the pub and get him drunk and told him to say nice things about us.
It's always a good bit, and just like a nice bit of
Great. Yeah.
rivalry.
We greased him up. We greased
Yeah,
him up good.
yeah, made him pay as well. I think it's for
Yeah,
somewhere
we
else.
did.
I like that. You take it for a friend to interview you and then make them buy the round. I like that.
Yeah. But never in a million years did I think that people would listen to this EP and give it a 9 out of 10. Um, it's just astonishing, really, that people actually think that highly of it. We think it's good, but we didn't think people would think it's that good either.
I got a bit like just like I'm not saying this just because I'm talking to you guys, but I first heard you like we said before, and I saw you guys supporting Dirty Thrills, and I hadn't heard you guys for a little while thereafter, and then I Feel Low got emailed to me, and I was like, wow, really enjoyed that, and from that moment, when you say it was part of an EP, I was immediately excited to hear the rest of it, and then obviously followed on with Come Back Home and Echoes
Yeah,
title track, and I do think it seems like a real step up. I don't know why,
yeah.
it just seems to be hitting all, for want of a better term, all the right notes at the moment.
I think we sat down, didn't we, Neil? And we were like, look, what do we do? How do we take this to the next level?
Mm.
Um, and I think the main decision was to go in with Trevor, wasn't it, Neil?
Yeah. It was during lockdown. Me and Luke and Ben were like, right, we need to go up a level, and that means we've got to test ourselves. That means we've got to go out of our comfort zone and stuff like that because we know we're all right, yeah, because of the reaction we get, right? That's probably the best way to put it. But we're thinking about how do we get better, and I think that's what a lot of bands fail to do. They fail to really criticize themselves. We'll come off stage and one of us will apologize to another for messing up, or Luke will say to me, "Ah, you didn't do that bit right," or I'll go, "Yeah, you missed this," because we're that critical of each other. Just not in a bad way, but in a that we can do better. We can get, and when we do hit it, we know we hit kind of that top form. But we sat down with Trev and just went, "Look, you need to push us," and he went, "You're gonna cry," and we did pre-production, and he just tore the songs around and tested us and did it in such a beautifully subtle way
Yeah.
as
Very
well.
diplomatic. He's our Trevor.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like an attack then, it just felt like part of the process as such.
We know, he's trying to get the best out of the song, and he's trying to get the best out of you. The only way I can describe it is when I was doing my vocals, and I've not asked him this actually. I do need to ask him this. He changed his tone of voice So the booth I'm singing in is like, it's really secluded in it, Luke, and it's really like chilled
Yeah.
out. Like, and he
Yeah,
asks
it is,
what light you want and stuff like that. And he lowered his voice like, and just was. It was really odd. It was like whispering Bob from like Grey Whistle Test, but it proper chilled me out, like for the emotion of echoes and stuff.
Yeah.
And then for like I Feel Low and stuff like that, he said, right, come on, you got to go more. So he kind of matched, which was like, it wasn't just like, right, okay, go, take 3. It was, he proper said, get into the headspace, time, lie down in the booth or whatever, just do what you need to do to get in the headspace of this song. And that's what kind of come across. But he did that on everything, didn't he, to be fair, Luke?
Yeah, we did. He just has this way of not telling you what you want to, not what you want to hear or what you need to hear, but in such a way that he kind of brings you to the conclusion. Do you know what I mean? He makes you realise it yourself, what you need to do. And I think that's the first time I've worked with a lot of producers, but I think that's the first time we've ever gone into a studio to do like pre-production, and we've actually kind of, you know, actually being produced by someone. He was almost kind of like I don't really want to give him like any more royalties than that, but
he's got enough
director. Disclaimer: we wrote everything, okay?
Apart from that bass run and Come Back Home, that was me and Trev.
Yeah, you're right.
Me and Trev, definitely.
So did you feel like he was like that was the first time you've been sort of steered and nurtured in that way, rather than, I know it's like when you record and you just get someone who's supposed to be a producer, but they're literally just pressing record. They're not like sort of emotionally invested in the art that you're creating always necessarily.
I mean,
100% for me, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've worked with producers that, you know, they're awesome and they get a really great sound, but I've never had a producer be that involved. You know what I mean? And actually kind of like nurture.
Yeah.
Which is that nurture would be the right word. I think. I think he sees it as his baby as much as we do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you've got to.
Do you know what's really interesting about it? He's got it, and we can't tell you what he does because he told us to swear not to tell anyone and stuff like that. But his process of how he gets you to look at your songs and to analyze your songs, like because you're going in and out of the live room, right, and you come back in pre-production and stuff like that, and it was it 3 days or 4 days, Luke, and it was exhausting. You know, because you're in out, right? No, do this. No,
Yeah.
And it's not once. And I've been with producers where they've gone, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. Not once did he say that. We'd do a take in pre-production. We'd come into the control room, we'd sit down and go, right, what do you think? And then like Luke would go, well, I didn't like this bit, or that bit was too long, and or Ben would go, I didn't like my feel here, and I'd be like, well, I didn't like what I did here and stuff. And he goes, okay, go back in and change it. He did that, and we were like, and we went back, and it just takes you out of that mindset. You go back in, you change it, come back, and then and then if you're not getting to the point, Luke's right, you nurture, you go, well, have you thought about this part here? And we got to the stage where we're like, what's wrong with it, Trev? It's just like, what do we need to do here, mate? And he was like, no, you need to get there. Yeah, and we got quicker, didn't we, mate? We got quicker through the days. Like the first one was like painful, must have been painful for Trev. Second, third, fourth, we were by the fourth of it, we came out right. This needs to change, and this needs to change, and this needs to go here, that needs to go there, this needs to go there. We went back in, he was like, you got it. And we're like, happy days. So that was nice that we actually learned as well.
Did you have all the songs already done before you went into pre-production, or was anything?
Yeah,
and
then they were completely different.
Do you know what it was? I implore any band to leave your ego at the door when you go in the studio, because you know nothing, right?
Yeah.
You may think you do, you know nothing about your own song because you're too close to it. You're too close to your own song. You're too emotionally invested. Echoes was about 6 minutes long, right?
Yeah.
And it had like triple the choruses. The first 3 verses were like double the size, right? So it wasn't, but that's because we were like, we love this bit. Yeah. Because you love it, but then you listen back to it. Yeah, you just like, God, this is just backwards. You know, why are we doing this? So that structure and stuff is where Trev helped us get to the point where to make it that song. And it's testament to Trevor. I literally messaged him yesterday because I obviously tagged him in the review from ERB.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of guy he is. I went, mate, we could not have done this without you. I said this to him. He goes, look, you brought the material. I just helped you. And I'm like, I think you did a bit more than that, mate. So you really helped us. It's like, but he's a good guy, man. He's a good guy. He was a negotiator for Luke. NATO.
What was that? Sorry.
Who was he a negotiator for? NATO. Or was it the UN?
Yeah, he was a NATO negotiator during the Bosnian War.
Wow.
He was organising ceasefires between, you know, the two armies, so he could get civilians out.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
He did,
and he's a lawyer. Isn't he a qualified lawyer as well?
He's one of those. He's done TED Talks and everything, right?
Yeah.
He's one of those annoying people, but he's just brilliant at everything.
Yeah.
And we were asking him about obviously his NATO days and stuff, and some of the stuff he can't tell us. But he did. If he's not seen it, he's done a film with Bruce Dickinson. I think it's called "Scream for Me, Sarajevo." Is that right, Luke?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. Well, he made that. Right, he made that.
Yeah. So you've seen Trevor then, mate?
That's Trevor.
Trevor.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
That's Trevor.
The guy who organised that concert. That's Trevor.
Yeah. Oh, okay, right. Okay, now I know who he is now. Yeah, because I've seen that.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah. So, and he's like, you know, then little old us bowl into the studio. Go, right, we've got this 6-minute song that's going to be an absolute smash. And he's like, sit down, boys.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to mess with him, to be fair.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
He's a great guy. He came to the studio where I work. Because, you know, we're only a little outfit and stuff, and we kind of we run off what grants that are given to us. And he came into the studio and he taught me loads and loads about like the physics of sound and stuff and everything I need to do. And he's given me a load of stuff as well to help. So he's an absolute diamond geezer, and I've got a lot of time for that man.
No, it sounds like he's an absolute, you know, one of life's good ones, to say the least, by a little bit.
He is definitely, yeah.
Now, before you went into pre-production and everything, you saying that's obviously had a massive impact on how the end product came out as with the tracks. And did you find that the songwriting itself before that process had changed from like other releases that you guys had done, or was that process still fairly similar?
It was still similar, wasn't it? Now.
Yeah, I was just trying to think. I feel Luke had the riff, and then he just, I've got this riff, and I was like, right, I'll write some stuff around it.
Yeah.
Come back home, I sat down and had the main kind of like verse and stuff like that, and then Luke had the riff, and then the harmony bit, me and Luke kind of worked out together. Echoes, I was sitting, and took me about 10 minutes, and I thought something's just fallen into my head, which feels, but I wasn't really sure. So then I took it to the lads, and they were like, bloody hell, yes. And then the reason was all of us in the studio together. So it's the best way to describe it is it's just pretty organic. None of us come to the studio and go, this is a finished song, you've got to play this. We just bring it to each other, and then the parts pick out. I've got like 6 different WhatsApps, note messages from Luke and stuff. And like literally before I came on here, I was writing something that Luke sent and trying to work it out and put the verse in it, and then I'll take it back to Ollie and Luke, and we'll mess it again and change it again. And because that's what it's about in the band. It's not about this is the song that it should be. It's about the band.
Yeah. So like my writing is done in front of the telly. I've got guitars all hanging up in my living room and stuff. So I'll pick one up while I'm just staring at stuff. I'll just fiddle away and see where my hands fall, really. And if I like the sound of it, I'll just record it and send it to the lads. I think the main difference between the EP tracks, I mean, there's some really great songs on the Caftan Society, but as we're going, it's just me and Neil writing more. You know, we're starting to, you know, really figure out what goes together well when we write together. But yeah, we just send each other ideas, and it all just comes together like that.
Changing the formula, is it? It's knowing what you're good at. Like,
yeah.
I know Luke can write 1,000,000 times better riff than me, right? So I've got to give him that space to do that. Whereas I know I'll come up with a melody line that maybe Ollie won't come up, but Ollie will then come up with a beat, which then I can move the melody line around and stuff like that. So it's just knowing each other's strengths, and let's not be hung up on it. That if your idea isn't taken forward, it probably will end up in another song. And I don't know if we've ever had writer's block, have we? Because we don't put that much pressure on ourselves to go.
No, because if something's not working, we'll just move on and then come back to it with fresh ears.
Sometimes that's
Yeah.
just a healthy thing to do, isn't it? Just to park it and, like you say, well, you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
6 weeks,
it.
6 months,
If
or
it ain't working, just leave it for a bit and come back to it.
Yeah.
Just record everything, record absolutely everything you like, and then just listen back to it every now and then. You'll be like, oh yeah, I know I can do that now.
yeah, you know full well if you sit there and try and force it to work, it won't be what it's supposed to be.
That's the main thing. If we're in the studio and we're playing, because we wrote a song, about 4 or 5 weeks ago, which we're excited about as well, and it came out in about 20 minutes. And we tried to do another one a couple of weeks later, in which we were feeling it, but it's not feeling right. If it feels too hard, it's probably not going to work.
Yeah.
All those songs on that EP came together in less than the 20 minutes. From the very inception. Echoes, I wrote about 15 minutes.
Wow.
I had parts and structure we had to sort out, which is what Trev and Luke and the lads did as well. So if it doesn't come that easy, just let it sit over there and just be its own little beast, and it will come back and go hello, and you'll be like, oh yeah, let's take that bridge and take that chorus and done.
Unless it's just really, really crap, and then just leave it.
Yeah, just put it
over there permanently.
Yeah.
Just permanently park that one. Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, I've been bands off and on, fell in more to production and radio show and, producing shows and that kind of thing. But, I remember in the last band I was in, and I just came with bass riff, and we'd been in the band for a couple of years at that point, and our guitarist Chris came out with this guitar part to go along with it, and we were like, hang on, where the hell have you been hiding that, And he went, oh, I've had that bit since I was about 17, but just didn't click with anything until you brung in that bass part, and then suddenly I thought that works for this. So yeah, like you say. So you mentioned in the other song that you've been. So I'd take you already starting looking at for a next release, or do you fact you guys just don't stop writing? I guess.
I don't remember this song. What is it now?
I can't do it without singing it to you.
Okay.
You know the one that we are, the one that sounds like 100 Mile High City that we need to change a little bit because it's too.
Okay, yeah.
That riff,
I know it.
That riff. I've got the verse. See, now I've just not told him this, mate. I've got the verse, the melody, and the chorus, and that riff, and then.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
You don't care about my ideas, though, do you?
Wait. See, you're going to see us split up live on radio now. Then the second bridge can be that bit we've already got. And all the outro.
It's rubbish. I want to change it.
See, welcome to the world of living with Luke, right? So yeah. So to answer your question, mate, rather than me and Luke talk about kind of what's going on in the band, we want to go back in the studio. I want to go back in with Trev as well because why change the formula that isn't broken, right? I mean, and do you know what? I think what he's going to do. He's going to then push us again.
Yeah.
Right. He's going to be insane. And I'm scared this time because the songs we've got, all the kind of the songs that are formulating, they're good. They're really good. But I am so nervous that we get there and he just goes, now they're all rubbish, go away. This is like, oh crap.
And he would say that.
Yeah, he would. Well, and again, we can't tell you, some huge bands he's turned away and said, we're not recording, that's not good enough.
Wow.
And I'm talking
mega
massive bands. And then that band, I've got to be careful, went away and probably wrote their greatest album ever. That's the kind of guy he is. But he gets that out of you.
They're called Blue Nation.
Yeah.
I've heard of them.
Yeah. Knobheads. Nice.
So obviously, as well as the EP, you guys have got your launch night on Saturday, 24th of September. Massively looking forward to coming up for that, guys. So thanks again for it.
Yeah, no worries.
I'm waiting to come up for that. How's all the planning for that going?
Yeah, good. I messaged Charlie today. I've not told Luke this either. Asking if we need to go in and do any pre-production and stuff like that, and he'll probably come back to me like a week before and go, yeah, it's worth going in. But the set list is done. The set list is ready. We're not going to say too much about it, but it's going to be a special one, definitely. There's going to be some eyebrows raised, I think. And some people, what we like doing is when people turn around to their mate and do the "oh my god" face like that. Oh, I'll do that. So we've got a couple of moments like that in the set, and ticket sales have been phenomenal.
It's great, man.
And it's just mad. We've got I can say who's supporting because this is 2nd of September, isn't it?
Yeah, this will go in a second.
Yeah. So we've got Gasoline and Matches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they're going to be supporting us as well because what with support acts we always try and get a diverse selection of people, right? Because I can't think of anything worse than going to see a band and just seeing the same band.
Yeah.
Going, okay, or the same festival and going, okay, it's them again, or it's this again, or they sound like them.
Yeah.
Like, there's no point getting a Blue Nation sound alike. So Gasoline and Matches like country, blues, rock stuff. They've got everything, but they've got incredible harmonies, incredible songs, and they're good people as well. And we're exposing our audience to them because they've done that for us as well. So they invited me to like Nashville Sounds and Rounds, the Commonwealth Games thing I did. They asked me to do that as well.
So them who invited you along to that, was it?
They didn't invite me, mate.
Yeah, they didn't invite Luke. They said don't bring the skinhead because he's a bit leery, and he was also on holiday in Rome, so he's had a holiday. That happens.
I'm bringing back bits of Pompeii.
Yeah, stealing stuff. Yeah, it's good, man. It's good. And then the other one we were just waiting for. I think we finally confirmed by the 2nd is a girl called Namaiwa. So she's Namaiwa Music. She's like an R&B soul singer. Incredible voice.
I'll have to check her out, man.
Incredible. She just released a single called Sober. One of the nicest girls in the world. But I kid you not, me and Luke have probably discussed about 10 or 12 different bands, Luke. And trying to get people who are interested in it. And I tell you what's really interesting. Like when you contact the band saying, look, do you want to come and play this gig? It's going to sell out. Like, there's no kind of real pressure on tickets, but it's going to sell out. The people that ghost you, the people that don't come back. I don't know if maybe me and you have beat people off, Luke. Maybe they just don't like us. Maybe it's me.
People always get back in touch with me, mate.
It's me then. It's definitely me.
I think it is, yeah.
Maybe it's Ollie. It's Ollie.
You can blame Ollie.
Well, well, I mean, Ollie doesn't reply anyway.
That's it, it's Ollie. I knew it was something. Yeah, so we went through loads, mate, trying to get like a good mix and a diverse people and diverse acts because that's what it's about. Bring that new music to people's ears and put good support acts on as well. I can't stand it when bands put crap support bands on. It's rubbish, mate. So, but yeah,
I think it shows like a band. There's other good character of the band where you go watch the support act and they're not scared to put on a good band. You know what I mean? I think there's certain bands out there will not automatically put on an average Joe band so that they look a lot better, rather than just going, "We're really digging these guys. Let's get them on the bill."
That's what it's all about. It's what it's all about. You got to support that. You know, people. So many bands and stuff will be like, support your local scene, but they won't give opportunities to younger bands or bands that are coming up behind them.
Yeah.
You know, don't be hypocrites. Give those people a chance.
There is a definite.
All I have to say about that.
I know. I think there's a definite in this industry. We have every band we support. Every single band will say to us, "We'll definitely get you back on with us. Definitely, you're amazing. We loved you. You're good guys. And we're like, yeah, cool. It's up to you. You know, we know how it works, stuff like that. Do you know? Luke, there's one artist that has actually come through and done that for us, and that's Chantal McGregor, isn't it?
Yeah.
I
think a lot of the time, a lot of the times, it's kind of out of the artist's hands, unfortunately, because of booking agents and all that kind of stuff. Booking agents have bands that they need to promote, but you know, I think ultimately the artist should have the ultimate control on who plays for their shows. You know, it's an experience for the punters. You know, people who are actually buying a ticket, they deserve to see a good show. They deserve to be turned on to new music, not just average Joe. Yeah. You know, you want to find when I always go and watch the support band because you never know when you're going to find that next band that you love. And there's so many bands that I have discovered because I went to see the support. You know, sometimes I ended up falling in love with that band even more than the headline.
Yeah, I've done that myself. I mean, I've never really understood it when, you know, you go meet your mate for, you know, a couple of beers before the gig somewhere, and then you go, oh, come on, yeah, doors are opening, we
Yeah.
better go. And yet, oh, I'm not really bothered by the support acts. And I'm like, well, you don't, have you seen them? Like, you know, you don't know.
Yeah.
Like you say, the amount of times I've been at a festival, and I've done the same thing since the very first time I started going to festivals to this day. You know, if no one's on the main stage, I'm bothered by, I go get a beer and I go around the small stages until I find.
Yeah, that's it, man. Yeah. You're at a festival, you're there to listen to music, you know, go and watch music.
I've never
Don't just
understood
stick
it
around.
when, you know, someone's
Yeah,
at a
no.
festival and you can see people audibly annoyed by what they're watching, and you're like, well, there's 4 or 5 other stages here, mate. Like, what are you doing still? If it's
Yeah.
annoying you that much, go somewhere else. Like,
Yeah.
People like to moan though, don't they? People
yeah,
like
yeah.
they like
And especially,
they like
sorry.
to go, no, it's all right. They like to go, oh well, you know, I don't like this, but I'm not moving. But I'll tell you what I'm
Yeah.
finding now, and it was definitely after the IRB review, is people are starting to say about us, they're starting to go, I can't wait to tell people I was there at the start, or when you're going to be playing, and this isn't obviously it's a dream of ours, but when people say you're going to play massive stadiums, you're going to play massive festivals, and we're going to be there, and we're going to tell strangers that we know you, or we spoke to you, or we were there when you played in front of 3 people. That's ridiculously humbling because they believe in you that much as well. Imagine having that feeling, and I know they want us to succeed so much so they can live that and go through that. Imagine if you did that and found that band, and like there was 5 people there, and you found them, and then they went on to be like, you know, ruddy massive. You're like, yeah, I know them. It's like, what an amazing thing to happen.
Yeah, it is cool. I mean, I've sort of had that with my Just Push Play festival. I was walking around this year, sorry, I should say, and I had people come up to me and say, you know, Ollie, we know you well enough in this show by now that even the bands we might not be familiar with, we know they're going to be good. And I was like,
Yeah.
wow, well, like, you know, I just put on stuff that I like. You know, I mean, you guys know that we spoke about the show before, like, you know, the reasons behind my dad and anything. I don't just put anything on. There's got to be a band that really gets me to get on. And you know, when someone puts their trust in you, like someone said to me, oh yeah, I didn't know the first thing. They said didn't know the first or 2 or 3 bands, but they're like, we came down early, and I knew I'd have a good time because I've had a good time previously, and to have that support, like you say, is
Yeah, definitely.
But that's massive, mate, and especially, you know, you put on a festival like that, because it's so easy for festival organisers to fall into the clique or the trap of booking the same bands because they bring people, which we get as well, because it's, you know, it's money, right? At the end of the day, you know, vendors have to get paid, and venues or whatever. We get all that, but I honestly believe the public with music want to hear new stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, headliner. Yes, the main support's going to be the big name, you know, but they want to hear it. They're hungry for it. And there's a big thing at the minute about ticket sales.
Yeah.
And you know, we've spoken to promoters and stuff like that, and we've seen gigs. I get it, man. I get it. It's people are struggling. It's a weird time we're in as well. But
yeah,
we've got to do something to help people, you know, and help them get to that stage or to that next area as well, where they can make affordable pricing for tickets and stuff, and make it right. Maybe it's smaller gigs. I don't know. Maybe it's smaller festivals, so the ticket prices have to be not as big. I don't know, but there needs to be a change. I see it in the, and you know what it's like, mate. It's the same old lineups.
Yeah,
seen them. You know, we spoke to Craig at ERB, and he was like, yeah, I went to one festival, and it was exactly the same lineup in the next festival. I'm like, where's the value for money in that?
So that's one thing and I can only speak for myself on this one. I've worked out of the festivals, and I know the ethoses as well, but I can only talk about my own because that's the only fair one to talk about. But I've always actively tried to, yes, I want a really big headliner, or a headliner I think are going to drag in, you know, the Apex is 700 capacity. I want to fill that to the brim. And, you know, all the money goes to a hospice. So, of course, I don't want a half empty room.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, if it was just filling my ego, I could quite happily fill it with a load of bands that I like who are on the upcoming side of things and take a hit, but that's not the point in it. But equally, there's nothing more fun for me as a punter than when I go to, whether it's a gig or a full festival, and go, bloody hell, I didn't know them before I went in. And, you know, there's nothing more of a fun for me than, you know, immediately thinking, right, fuck, I've got to turn on my heels and go back to the merch store because I want whatever they've
Yeah.
got, whether it be
Yeah,
EP in an album or even a T-shirt or whatever. I want it.
It's like Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like Christmas. The only way I can describe it's like Christmas. When you find a new band, I did it the other day. I found a band and I was like, oh my God, why have I never heard of these before? Right. And I was just like, and then I'm just now obsessed with them and just listening to everything and seeing when they're on tour. And I'm like, right, we need to do this. I need to look at this. I need to just pouring over it. And a week ago, it didn't exist in my universe.
Yeah.
And now it's like consuming it. And that's an amazing thing.
It's like one of my favourite bands, Rival Sons, is exactly what ended up having me with them. I heard Pressure on Time, fell in love with that single, did that thing again. I've got to buy that album. Went and bought the album, completely fell in love with that, and then realised that they were playing 2 festivals that I was going to within about 6 weeks of buying that album. So I went from like not knowing who they were to buying the album, falling in love with it, and seeing them twice within about 6 weeks. And that just started this complete love affair with me and Rival Sons, as simple as that.
I love Rival Sons, mate. I mean, Look Away is one of the most. Look Away was the track I gave Trev to say, listen to this. This is what my head is. And he's like, okay. So, it's like,
nice.
Like, I get it. That song. You'd like that song as well, Luke. Look Away. It's got like an Indian sitar stuff for about a minute and a half.
oh, right, okay.
Kicks in, man. Oh, when it kicks in, it's killer.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. It is. But you guys got some great shows. Obviously, we're talking about the album launch show, but you were out, like you mentioned, Chantal McGregor there. You're doing some dates with Chantal again.
Yeah. 9th, 16th. I think there's a few. We've got Lawrence Jones playing with him as well. Derby, then again with Chantal. But it's gone a bit nuts, isn't it, mate? It's gone a bit.
Yeah.
Winning that introducing stage, it's just gone nuts.
Yeah, it's picked up, hasn't it? It's a really nice feeling. I feel like the gigs are kind of on a different caliber. I feel like people respect us a bit more as a band. I kind of feel a lot of we kind of got fobbed off a bit beforehand, but now we've won that. I don't think I'm not sure if it is just that, but people seem to take us a bit serious,
Do you think people have changed, do you?
I think people are just, I don't know, is it because we're getting out there a bit more, Neil, or?
I put this down to there's certain moments that you can see as a catalyst of pushing you forward. And that Rock and Blues Festival in front of 3,000 people was a huge catalyst because you're in one of the largest crowds we've played in front of. We had no drummer, so it was me and Luke playing acoustic. We were first on this massive, massive tent in Skegness, thinking no one's going to turn up, and then 3,000 people rock up and literally beady eyes looking at you. And we nailed it. The next is the 100 Club, playing that. But then we got that from the Rock and Blues.
I love that place as a venue.
But it's so emotional when we were playing it. Like, we worked out 30 years ago to the day we played it, the Rolling Stones were standing on the same stage.
Wow.
And we're like, this is mental. So me and Luke were like, and Ollie was like, dead emotional.
It's a milestone gig, isn't it?
That's it. It's just milestones. But when the only way I can describe this is my mates that I don't speak to too regularly. You got those mates, but they've known you, been in a band for years and years. They'll send you a message, or they'll say stuff like, band's doing really well now. Or things like, they'll comment on a Facebook post, and you think about the 100 Club, the Rock and Blues, going on tour with these great artists, ERB magazine, we're getting more reviews coming in. They then hear the songs and go, oh, this is their thing. This is who they are. And it kind of gives them an identity. So it's like, it's just that. That's the best way I can describe it. Whereas your friends are now going, this is good. What did your mate say the other night, Luke, which I absolutely loved? Because he said something like, I don't normally follow my mates' outside interests, which I thought was interesting. But what was it? You guys bollock hot.
Yeah.
I thought was amazing. It's like,
I think you should put that on like taglines for the
it's going
bollock hot, bollock hot.
Blue Nation, ... bollock hot.
Not on a billboard somewhere near you guys.
That's the next album. The next album title.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I can see the artwork now.
an iron.
Yeah,
It's just
I was
mad.
thinking something like the Venus and Mars album cover, but with bollocks.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah,
So we're taking a new direction, Lee, on this next EP stuff.
I'm gaining that.
Yeah, the vibe. No, it's good. We're ridiculously grateful for everything that's happening, man. It kind of doesn't feel real. It's me and Luke were just like, what just happened?
Yeah.
And then something else happens. Because normally as a band, you have one or two things that happen a year which you think, wow, that was amazing. Be it a gig, be it a photo shoot, be it a review or whatever. They just keep coming. And that's what keeps happening.
I tell you what it is. Any musician will agree with me that's in a band that's gigging. So at one point, I was worrying about how many people be at a gig. I'm always worrying about, like, oh, I'm going to be playing to an empty crowd. I no longer worry about that.
Yeah.
The gigs that we're playing, I know that we're going to be playing to people, and it's such a nice feeling. It's such a weight off my shoulders, knowing that I don't have to worry about playing to the sound man anymore. I get,
Or you haven't just it's to your friends and family, or you're going out.
That's it.
Hey guys, I've got a cheap list, desperately trying people to come. People are coming to gigs. We have no idea who they are, and that's been happening for like a year or so. And it's like, that's odd. You know, it's like
I don't think the family and friends anymore.
Well, they're still there. They're still coming, and we're still making them. But it's like it's a very beautiful thing to not have that worry. Luke's absolutely bang on. It is amazing. Like the EP launch, it's our biggest gig today, and without even announcing any supports, with like nearly over half the tickets have gone just for us.
What's the cap at the Birmingham Institute?
250.
Nice.
It's our previous gig was about 100, 120. Our own headline, like the Sunfire Lounge and stuff like that. So it's a big ask for us, and we booked this before even any song was out.
Yeah.
Anyone had heard anything, and we just backed ourselves to go, let's just do this. Let's just go and see what happens. And I think there's a power in that. There's a definite power in that when you have that positive thought. But yeah, Luke's bang on right. I don't think about gigs and thinking, oh God, what's going to happen? Just if you look after people, I think people look after you, and that's what we've found, isn't it? Like with our fans, they weirdly would die for us, and we're like, we ain't done anything apart from play music and been us, you know.
So I think if people aren't feeling like they're being ripped off, then they'll do anything. You know, if they feel like they're not being ripped off, then they will support you. I think that's.
Mate, there's a guy in America, right, and he's bought 8 tickets for the EP launch, and he said, I want you to give it to fans that can't make it.
Wow.
Can't afford it. And we're like, to the point I've had to message him and saying, please don't buy any more tickets. You've done, and he bought like 75 quid's worth of merch and 8 tickets. I was like, mate, don't, just stop. I was like, you don't need to. It's okay. We're going to get it to people that need to come, right, and who weren't going to come, who can't afford it. Don't worry, you've done your bit. And he's like, I just want to help out. He's in America, mate. I'm like, what is that?
That's crazy.
It's crazy, but incredibly beautiful at the same time. It's like, it's madness in a very beautiful way.
No, it's great. I mean, I had a similar thing. Some guy bought tickets for Just Push Play. Then he couldn't make it because of various reasons, personal reasons, which it's not for me to go into. But he then, did exactly the same thing. He said, I know what it's for. I don't want it back. Raffle them off or give them to someone who can't make it. I'd rather they be used. And like you say, when you've got that kind of beautiful human kindness coming through and stuff, it's incredible.
It's just a case of being genuine, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if you're ripping people off, you're taking the piss out of people, you will get caught, and people will cotton on. You just got to have, as long as you put love and a little bit of your soul into everything you do, everything will come good.
I don't think everybody knows when they buy music or T-shirts or band stuff. Everybody knows that the band needs to make money.
Of course.
But then the band don't need to make an extortionate amount of money. The band just needs to make enough money to play music. if your music then gets to an audience that takes you to that echelons of, you know, McCartney and the Beatles, where they can't track how much money they're actually owed because they're played that constantly on radio, and so be it. But I don't know, I've seen it a lot, and I kind of saw the ugly side of people during the lockdowns and stuff like that, where they were like really pushing their own agendas for it, and we're just, I didn't like it. And there were a few bands I thought, nah, I thought they were a bit different than that.
Yeah.
But that's not us.
No.
No.
And never will be, I can tell you that for a fact.
I don't believe in millionaires, Lee.
No.
No.
I don't
think we should eat them.
honest or truthful ones, no.
No.
No one got that kind of amount of money by being nice, did they?
No.
I think that's it's what you do with the money when you have it.
That's it, yeah. I mean, it's okay to be rich. It's just, if you've got a tax haven,
Yeah.
don't have a tax haven.
Yeah.
Share the wealth. Overthrow the bourgeois.
Who says that in every interview?
I'm hoping he saves that for the title of his autobiography, to be honest.
Overthrow the bourgeois. To be fair, mate, you know what? He's not far off it, but
That is possibly the closest it will ever be, yeah.
Yeah.
You touched upon it briefly earlier, Neil, mate. How did the Commonwealth Games thing come back? That looked insane.
Mate, that was from Gasoline and Matches, so Gasoline and Matches.
I'll be back in a second. I'm not involved in this, so I'll be back.
Yeah, man. You know what's happening?
Well.
He's going to Rome. He's going to Rome on holiday.
Yeah. See ya.
For me to carry the can, to actually do the work as per usual. No, they
Going on protest.
Yeah, exactly. Gasoline and Matches invited me to do like a Nashville Sounds in the Round, where basically at the Bluebird Club, I think like Taylor Swift and those kind of guys and all these wicked Nashville artists started in Nashville. You basically sit in a circle or a line with all these other artists, and you play a song and you talk about the song. And it's normally country artists, right? You explain about the song, and and then normally you jam together at the end, or if someone's digging your song, they can play along and stuff. So they asked me to that back in start of the year. I think it was like March or something, or May, I can't remember. And I said, "Are you sure you want me? Because I'm not country." She says, yeah, just come along acoustic and be you. Did that. And then they got in touch, Sally and Steve got in touch again and said, look, we're doing Birmingham Sounds in the Round because the Commonwealth Games have asked us to do, because it was at the, oh my God, Symphony Hall, right?
Oh,
so
wow.
they did it at Symphony Hall. So it's part of that. So Symphony Hall were putting on this thing in by the Floozy and the Jacuzzi. And they said, will you come and do it? So exactly the same setup with all these artists. I was like, yeah, man, absolutely, 100%. Well, I was thinking, right, it's going to be a little stage. It's going to be not many people there because the Commonwealth Games are on. But it's this whole festival. So we get there and we've got like dressing rooms and there's riders, and we've not asked for anything like this. What can we get? And we had like runners, not runners, but runners, and I was like, oh my God. I said, just get me like a water and an apple or something. Came back with that. Went on stage and there's just this like loads of people. I'm thinking, shit, I've now got to sing and do stuff and be entertaining, and like Gasoline and Matches are amazing. Nemiwa was there as well. That's where I met Nemiwa and said, look, we want you on the EP launch.
Oh, brilliant.
Lost Notes were there as well. They're a class, and it's just such a good vibe because you just chat between you and stuff like that. But I didn't realise there was a big screen to my left either.
Right.
Till about halfway through, and I did that, and I saw myself like, I'm not looking over there again. But I just sat back, mate, and took it in because it's just mad. It's just you sitting in that setting in Birmingham, your hometown, with people there, and then the comments and people. A kid came up to me, mate, and he couldn't have been older than about 16, and he just said, that song Echoes, I loved it, and then talked about what had happened to him and what he'd gone through and what it meant to him. And I was like, my face goes a bit blank. So I'm like, I kind of don't realise it's happening, but I'm like, in my head, I'm going, in a minute, he's going to say this is a joke, or he's going to there's going to be like someone's going to pop out with a camera going, I'm your best friend from 20 years ago. Not as good, but you met the point. And I'm kind of like, oh, amazing, that's cool. But it's like, it's just that's another one of those moments maybe you just sit there and go, what has just happened?
Yeah.
And it was just, again, that's why we want to pay it back to Gasoline and Matches and get them on one of our gigs and access to our fans as well.
I've not seen them live yet, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Great band, really good. Steve on guitar, Sally singing and stuff like that. It's the full band that's playing as well.
Nice.
You'll dig them. Completely, obviously different to us, but really cool band. You'll dig them, man.
I'm looking forward to this set. I really am. And we'll sort of touch about festivals earlier, but you guys already got festivals lined up for next year. You got SOS Festival and a few others lined up.
Yes, thanks to you.
Are we playing that?
Yeah, no, that's every festival we played this year. They're asking us back as well and asking us to come back and play, which is a bit crazy as well. So yeah, that's happening. Apart from probably Fuse Festival, but I really love what they do. They don't have the same lineup back who played the previous year.
No, I try to do that.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like so you don't. I think it's 2 years. You can't play it until 2 years have passed. And Fuse Festival was insane, wasn't it, Luke?
I've been
it was amazing.
Just push play that since we moved to the Apex, although certain people have played it twice because they've either filled in for someone. In fact, both people who played it twice have dipped in for other bands. No band have played it twice since we moved it over to the Apex.
Yeah.
And that's purely me trying to. There's so much good music out there, and while
That's it, mate. Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, there are bands that I love that I've had on the show, and every band that's ever played Just Push Play has obviously got a special place in my heart. And there's bands if I was doing 3 or 4 shows a year, then yeah, I probably would do it because I'm just doing the one. It's nice to get keep that lineup fresh, and there's so much good new music coming through, man. I don't know why you wouldn't.
Bands appreciate it, mate. All bands want, and all we want is a chance.
Yeah.
I mean, me and Luke we've said we've looked at gigs and gone, this is either going to be ridiculously great or awful, and we've been wrong on so many occasions where we've been on first and it's been rammed, or we've been on in a graveyard shift when there's a bigger band on a different stage and people have come to see us and stuff like that. They just want a chance to play music and to get on that big stage and show what they're worth. And the only way that happens is if the festivals rotate the lineups, because there is so much stuff like that, and we don't mind it. And any band that says they do mind it just ain't confident in their own ability to find new music festivals or new gigs and stuff like that. Personally, but yeah, it's a good thing, mate. Keep doing it. I love it. I love Just Press Play. Intent.
Yeah.
Not. Don't make me get the blue meanies on you again like I did last time.
Well, yeah, you bullied me into a corner with them before, didn't you?
Wow, that's a big word to use. Right, we're going there. Okay, that's fine. I would have said coerced.
I would have said you got out what I was planning anyway. But yeah. So Fuse one was a good one though. I've heard good things about that. I've not made it down yet.
Yeah, it's a cool festival. It's in Lichfield, completely free. I think is it free?
Yeah.
I didn't pay to get in.
Never pays.
Yeah, it's cool. The tent was absolutely rammed, and everyone just liked us, man. There was a different atmosphere at that one. It's hard to put into words. Neil did put it into words though. Neil's good at that. But
I only did that the other week because I was thinking about. I was thinking about it, and I then realised that what I want to know. So I think bands on social media as well just stick out, buy our record, do this, buy this, do this, come to this, do this. And I thought, no one actually explains what it's like on stage. No one actually explains that moment. And we don't really know about it. And I tried to put it into words, and I've done it. People said it made sense and it was a good read and stuff. I was like, cool. I was like, but I still haven't got anywhere near what it's like. I still haven't even touched the surface. If I look over at Luke, I know what he's going to do. I know what he's going to play. And
you never know what I'm going to say, though, do you?
No, that is true. Yeah, on interviews. Oh, yeah. But there's someone videoed us from the side of the stage, right? And there's a point in Come Back Home where me and Luke actually step in time, right? And we go back in towards the mic, and it's like we're connected with a piece of string. I've never noticed it before. I've never seen it, but now every gig I see out of the corner, right, when he steps back, I step back, and we've not planned it. We don't do anything like that. It's just one of those things we do, and I can't explain it. How would you explain being on stage, Luke, and the feeling?
I don't know, mate. Honestly, it's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
But I can't explain what I'm feeling. It's just I feel that's where I am best. I'm best put on a stage playing bass. You know, that's what I am best at.
Yeah.
So that's when I come into my element. And I literally sometimes I don't even know what I'm saying when I'm on the mic. It just happens. You know what I mean? I don't go on like big, massive political rants and things like that. Start swearing at people, but I like to ask random questions. What was the one we played, Neil?
Well, where they asked every person when they came on stage.
Yeah.
So festival, Lechlade.
Yeah, it was Lechlade, wasn't it? So Neil has to change his guitars because he's pretentious and needs more than one. So during that, I didn't know. Neil told me to just fill the time, so I'd asked the whole crowd what their favourite dinosaur was.
Seems a perfectly reasonable question.
Yeah, yeah. And the compere loved the question so much, she then proceeded to ask every act that weekend what their favourite dinosaur was. And I didn't know this until some people who were at that festival came to see us again, and they were like, you know, she asked everyone. And my favourite part about that is the fact that the Boomtown Rats were headlining that festival. So I like to know that Bob Geldof got asked what his favourite dinosaur was.
You find out what his favourite dinosaur was?
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't really care either.
Oh God.
No, we didn't find out what it was, did we, Neil?
Nah. I don't want to know either. I don't rate them.
Yeah.
Speaking of influences, though, you guys are choosing some of your influences and songs you want us to play across the radio show. So, what songs have you got there that you want us to play across this takeover?
I would like Rival Sons, Look Away, and I don't mind if you cut out the Indian bit at the start if you've got time pressures. Temperance Movement, Caught in the Middle.
Tune.
What a tune that is. Luke, have you got one, or do you want me to keep going? Pink Floyd.
Yeah. Yeah, but one of these days I'm going to cut you into little pieces. Or Pink Floyd. Thank you very much.
All right, there you go. What should we do? Lawrence Jones, his new one. That's cool because we're supporting him as well. That's Anywhere with Me. That's really cool track.
Yeah.
Virgin Marys as well. You just interviewed them, haven't you?
Interviewed them last week.
Yeah, they're really nice guys. We played with them in Brum. Is their new track You're a Killer? That one.
Yeah, You're a Killer. Yeah.
Yeah, that one as well, mate. Definitely.
Oh,
yeah, it's a tune. Lovely guys as well. Really nice guys.
They're really good.
Should we have some? Should we have some of the Move?
Yes.
I can hear the grass grow by the Move.
Oh, mate, definitely.
Yeah. And if you can find it, our friends in a band called Spitfire. It's not the Spitfire in the UK. They're from Belgium, but it's called Black Matter.
See if I can get bands enough. If not, hook me up with it and I'll play it.
Yeah, I'll send you a link, man. They're a good band. They're good guys as well, and hopefully we'll be sharing a stage with them as well soon.
Yeah,
nice guys. Really nice guys from Belgium, and they've got some good songs as well, man. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Dax and Roxanne.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Dax Roy.
Yeah.
We toured dates with them. They're cool.
Cats in Space.
Cats in Space. Scars.
Oh, I just interviewed Greg Hart as well.
I'll tell you what, Scars, man. When we played with them for a couple of times, that every night that Scars was madness. I remember me and you had a few words about Freddie Mercury as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because he was disagreeing that Freddie was. Was he? I can't remember. I was drunk then. I like Jeff. Jeff's a good man as well. Jeff, Stevie, good lads. To be fair.
No, great band. Their new album's brilliant.
I've not heard it yet, actually.
It's really good, man. Yeah. They've been kind enough. I've got a couple of copies to give away this week because I'm interviewing Greg, and he's like, "Oh, I'll send you a couple of copies to do competitions with and stuff," which is cool.
Oh, nice, man. The artwork's always like mad with that stuff. I've got a guy.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we can play with them again, man. Because we did. That was like, when was that, Luke? 2018.
Yeah, we filled in, didn't we, for a band that were real. Rock Goddess, was it? Yeah.
Dirty Thrills. Yeah, we filled in because Dirty Thrills split up, and they were supposed to play. Then Rock Goddess got ill, and then we jumped on and did like 3 gigs for them.
Oh, nice.
They were mad gigs. They were. It was like
they were good.
Nottingham,
Manchester,
and London.
Yeah.
So yeah, Yeah, next time you speak to Greg, tell him to book us again. Tell us about, yeah, like these boys. We want to be on with you again. Give them hugs.
Yeah, they're good guys. They are. They always have really cool support as well. Every time I've seen them,
I think a lot of people want to support them. I think a lot of people want to support them because they pull good numbers, man. And they've worked hard and they've done some good gigs and stuff like that. So, but we're really lucky. We've supported some amazing people, and we've got amazing people to still going who want us to support them. So we're happy with that, man. It's cool, really cool. Is that enough songs? Do you want any more songs?
Go for a couple more. You got any more, Luke?
Real Life Permanent Dream by a band called Tomorrow.
Ooh.
Okay,
It's amazing.
I'll definitely dig that out and have a look at it.
Wicked, man. They're like a British they're like 60s psychedelic pop. Lots of Indian influences. They're awesome, man. Who else would I like to listen to?
Oh, Small Faces, Luke.
Oh yeah. Just play the whole of Odd Guns Not Gone Flake.
Yeah, done. Do that.
Yeah.
I'll be quite happy with that. It's just one of my favourite albums.
It's amazing. Amazing. A huge influence on me when I was younger, which is the Quadrophenia, the album. It was what really was like, oh my god, this is what bass player can be then. John Entwistle, he wrote the book. Him, Jack Bruce and John Paul Jones, you know.
Yeah, with you on that one, mate. Definitely
yeah.
on that one.
Yeah.
I didn't believe Entwistle could play that well until I saw him live, and it was.
Oh, what you saw Entwistle live?
I saw Entwistle, yeah. I saw Entwistle.
I saw Entwistle, yeah.
It was Starkey on drums. I think it was like NEC or something like that.
I think that must have been the same gig, mate.
Yeah, he was frightening.
Oh,
man. It was frightening.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got Daltrey, yeah, but Entwistle and Starkey for me, I was like,
yeah,
that's mad.
I mean, if you listen to his playing in live at Leeds,
it's
just Young Man Blues. It's like when I heard that, it's oh my god, I need to do that. And I did for a bit. I was John Entwistle in a Who tribute band for a couple of years. Yeah. We were called the Substitute Who. Yeah. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. It got a bit tedious playing the songs that I loved over and over again.
Yeah.
I had to have a long time away from the Who, but you know, I will always absolutely cherish the Who and John Entwistle.
Track of Quadrophenia then, or
all of it?
Yeah,
cut out your interview from your takeover show. I just the Blue Nation takeover. We haven't got time to talk about the Echoes and EP because we're going to play Small Faces and the Who.
Ogden, Quadrophenia, go.
Yeah, the real me. It's got to be the real me from it because it's just when that bass line comes in. In fact, I really want to cover that song now.
All right.
Yeah. I think Entwistle's just one of those players. Like he could be playing like that now, and no one would blink an eyelid. You know what I mean? It wouldn't out like in the early '60s or into the '70s when he was playing. Well, everything he did up until he died, really. You know. He was always pushing that forward so much.
He did that thing which is pretty rare, where he did play fast, he did play a lot of notes, but it all made perfect sense.
It all suited the song.
And he didn't ever.
Yeah, he did. He always played for the song. No, he didn't. He probably wouldn't say that he always played for the song. It just happened like that. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Well, I think we got our choices for the show, dudes.
Nice.
So, what does the rest of the year hold out for you guys, other than obviously your EP launch and the gigs we've mentioned?
Writing, to be honest. Yeah, writing, getting the next lot together, getting in. We kind of take some downtime over Christmas and kind of New Year, but then we'll probably go in pre-production, get it sorted.
If Trevor ever comes back to the UK at any point,
yeah,
try and get it there. We're going to do some interviews with him and stuff like that. But yeah, it's the busiest year we've ever had, so we want to kind of keep the momentum going, and then have a bigger, better year next year. January is going to be a big month because we're playing the main stage at Rock and Blues in Skegness, so that's going to be a bit. Nice. That's going to be the next one for us, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, see, mate. It's all exciting though. Sounds good.
That sounds good, guys. So normally, you know, I like to sandwich the interviews with, song either side. So there's two of you. Both of you pick one off of Echoes, and we'll play that. either at the beginning of the interview or at the end.
You first, Luke.
I'm going to choose Come Back Home, because if you're in the middle eight, if you just listen for a little bass run, you might like it.
I wrote that, by the way. Don't think Luke wrote
Yeah.
it. Ian Trev.
The intro.
No. Me and Trev wrote that.
Yeah, you and Trev. I thought you said intro there.
I did write that as well, but I didn't want to brag, to be honest. I mean, to be honest,
Okay.
Luke was kind of a bystander in the recording process. We just kind of...
You didn't do Sid Vicious, did you?
Didn't plug him in.
In the corner.
Yeah, me and Trev.
No, I didn't do a Sid Vicious. I haven't discovered heroin yet.
Don't. I've heard it's not that great for you.
Yeah.
No, it's really not good.
Really affects your output. On that note, I'm going to suggest Echoes again, because it's the title track and it means a lot to us, and people seem to be taking it to their heart and meaning a lot to them, which is incredible. So I'm going to go Echoes.
Brilliant. All right, Dave, thanks for your time as always. Great to chat to you.
No worries, my man. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
I just wanna lose my mind.